It's the Riot Podcast, Wednesday, April 19th edition.
Lots to include today.
Yeah, it was a big podcast. We had to, we had to leave some really good stuff out.
Oh, I did, so it's not too long.
That's unusual for us. Usually we have a bunch of crap that we just
put in there.
We were like trying to fill the whole podcast. Today, too much good stuff.
But it also could just be us lying, and it could have been a show full of nothing. You're like, no, it's too much. We couldn't possibly.
You just don't get it.
Yeah.
Hudson gives me like a bunch of cuts that are supposed to be in the podcast, and then I even filtered out more. That way I have to do less work.
Okay, I like that.
But is it filtering itself work?
What, filtering through? Mm-hmm. It's much quicker than it is to edit every single clip.
So you're like, I could work 10 more minutes on this podcast, or it could just be done.
Or this one here just might not make the cut today.
That's good. Do we include the Would You Rather?
Yes,
it is in here.
That's in there.
We've got a good Would You Rather question. Podcast listeners, you guys always really come through. So if you get a Would You Rather question you want us to ask for next Wednesday, just text us at 877-2RadioU. Or if you have thoughts on this one, text it to us.
My favorite part of today's podcast is when Hudson reveals that one of the topics we were talking about, which was, when is it appropriate to start dating if you are moving away? Mm-hmm. Should you even date at all? He reveals that himself, he was a culprit of dating when you're moving away.
But I didn't. Okay, the difference is I didn't know I was moving.
Got it. When you started talking.
When we started going out, me and my wife. But by the time I moved here to work at RadioU, we had been going out. I still can't do the math. It was 9 months, right?
9 months.
August to May is 9 months. So. Yeah.
If not, we'll say 9 months.
Yeah.
Close enough.
I'm sure RadioU told you like a month before you had to move, right?
So maybe 8 months.
Sometimes they're last minute, like they RadioU. They'll just tell you move here in like a week, and then you just show up.
It was like, how quickly can you get here?
How quickly can you be here? Hudson's like, me and my brand new girlfriend can be here tomorrow. Let me just call her real quick and tell her to pack her things.
Once RadioU interviewed me, they were like, well, we got to get this guy here sooner than later.
No more interviews necessary.
If we don't hire him, someone else will.
It's so funny because I remember Hudson's interview because he dressed up very nicely for it.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't wearing pajamas?
He wasn't. It ties into the Would You Rather question.
It does.
Yeah, we talked about some pajamas.
I dressed much nicer than Isaiah did in his interview.
What are you talking about? I looked good in my interview.
You wore a polo.
No, I did not.
I think you did.
I wore a shirt and tie, I'm sure of it.
The first time I met you, you wore a polo.
Well, maybe that was after my initial interview.
I believe you're also wearing shorts the first time I met you.
That's impossible. That's the wildest thing I've ever heard.
And you came in wearing your slippers already. You're
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
I was covered in
You
a
had your blanket with you.
That's because I knew I had the job in the bag. I can show up however I want. We talked about that. We also talked about a new Marvel running app that maybe, if these things before weren't already, the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, Isaiah got heated about that one.
You guys don't
And
like
you
it.
have to wonder what about a Marvel running app could make Isaiah so upset.
And I love Marvel. That's what's crazy.
But see, it'd be totally different if it was free.
Yes.
Like if it was not this expensive. And it just shows a lot of times Disney and Marvel do not quite understand that we're not willing to spend so much money on their stuff anymore.
Yeah.
And for this, I don't know if we'd ever be willing to. So they have to be more realistic.
You actually raise a good point, too. Maybe if they did put this out.
If it was free and you got like 10 episodes of workout and then you could pay for extra ones. That would be
that's
wonderful.
smart.
Sure, that would be a better way. It also wouldn't feel as insulting maybe if the Marvel stuff hadn't been as bad as it's been. Most people say that. I don't think it's all been horrible, but it's definitely not what it used to be.
They're trying to make up profits here.
Yeah.
They're like, well, the movies haven't been doing so well, so let's make a running
Instead
app.
of making them better, let's make a Marvel running app.
When really the app should just encourage your love for Marvel while you're working out, but this is not where they would make all their money from. So, but again, if you have different thoughts on it, text us and let us know when you're done with the podcast.
I think that's good.
That's what we got for today.
That's enough.
All right, you guys enjoy the day.
It's the Riot.
See you guys.
It's the worst of the Riot on RadioU.
The newest innovation from Reese's. Their peanut butter cups are getting an update that you may be able to find if you head out to the store right now.
What are they doing?
They've got actually not one, but two new versions of Reese's Cups. And what they're doing is really quite simple. You can either go with the new creamy peanut butter Reese's, or you can go with the crunchy peanut butter Reese's.
So it feels
Or you
like
can do with both.
like the big cups that they've been pushing forever.
Yeah.
And then they had like potato chips in them or more Reese's, like all the stuff.
Yeah.
So are
Reese's Pieces, pretzels.
these just normal size ones?
They are normal size Reese's cups. They are, in fact, I can tell you that they come in both 1.4 ounce single packs or 2.4 ounce king size packs. You feel like a king with those.
So the creamy and the crunchy, do they sell ones where it's like half and half, or you have to buy a creamy one, or
I think you have to buy
crunchy?
them individually, although that would be smart, right? To have
half and half.
1 and 1 and see which one you like better. But that's actually what they want you to do is go out, get one of each of these, try them both, and then vote. They've got a whole website set up where you can vote online for whether you like the creamy or crunchy Reese's peanut butter cups. And then they are going to announce the official winner on May 18th, which is apparently I Love Reese's Day.
Well, I don't think that's what would that be, a federal holiday?
I don't think you get
Is it a bank holiday?
Yeah, I don't think it. You know what? They'll take any day they can get
They'll take any
off.
day. If
So
not,
maybe.
I think that feels more made up than Valentine's Day
It
stuff.
definitely does, but it is nevertheless a national holiday that I'm sure was, announced by Reese's. But I'm looking at the map now. You can see how the voting is shaping up, and I've never seen a landslide like this. Not in all my years on this earth have I seen such a clear-cut winner.
More people are going for that?
What do you mean?
For creamy?
Of course they are.
Oh, no, I want crunchy.
Creamy is obviously the superb peanut butter.
No, you need texture. Texture helps make it better.
No, the texture is that it's smooth and creamy, and then it just
No.
slides down
Is
your
creamy
gullet.
dreamy?
Yes, it sure is.
That is lie.
You know what? It looks like about 75% of America is on my side with this one.
You think you might win, but
I'm
no.
pretty positive. It'd take quite a comeback. The Battle of the Buzz has never been this lopsided.
Actually, if you click on each state too, it shows you like the actual numbers, and it is pretty much a landslide.
It is very
Well, all
lopsided.
right, hang on. Let me do a riot poll. If you text 877 to Radio U, wouldn't you prefer a crunchy peanut butter cup than a creamy one? Yes.
Derek says creamy.
Okay, well, I wasn't asking
Actually,
him yet.
can I say without trying these, I mean, whatever. They do what they want, and I'll try each one of these. But you're messing with the one thing that makes the Reese's peanut butter cup perfect.
The peanut butter part?
The peanut butter. The peanut butter's in there is already perfect. And I'm afraid if you make it creamy, it's going to taste too much like the Russell Stover ones or whatever that nobody would choose instead.
Sure.
And the crunchy one, I actually, in this case, wouldn't be surprised if the crunchy one is better. But how could either be an improvement on the original thing?
Well, Nadine, thanks for the creamy vote, I guess. David, creamy. It's fine. We can still be wrong.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Taylor Swift is out on her Eras tour right now. It's tough to get tickets, which is why a pizzeria in New Orleans is offering up free pizza, according to them, for at least a year, possibly more, if you are willing to give them 2 Taylor Swift Eras Tour tickets.
Does this mean the owner of the pizzeria
The
wants them?
owner of the pizzeria, his name is Xander White, and his wife really want to go see Taylor Swift on the Eras Tour. But, and he's not alone in this, he had a lot of trouble trying to get tickets when they initially went on sale last fall through Ticketmaster, and that was the problem a lot of people had. So now, instead of having to try to buy the tickets somewhere else, on the secondary market or something like that, where they are through the roof in price, he's offering up. He says, we own a pizza restaurant. He's put up a sign, free pizza for Swifticks.
Okay.
And if you can give him and his wife 2 tickets to one of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour upcoming shows, he's gonna hook you up with pizza for a year.
And I'm sorry, what does he say pizza for a year qualifies as? Or
What do you mean?
like, is it 1 pizza per week? Is it? I mean,
It better be a full pizza.
yeah, like.
Well,
but
yeah.
To me, is it just all the pizza you can eat for a whole year, or are they just going to limit you? Because every time you have a contest of you win something for a year, they'll always specify, all right, you get 1 pizza per week, every week for the whole year.
Well, this isn't a contest.
This is just...
It's a trade.
It's a trade?
It's a deal.
So what are they trading?
They're trading pizza for a year.
And what is pizza for a year?
Are you really going to negotiate with them on that?
Yeah, because the tickets are probably
How
expensive.
often are you going to go in and get pizza?
All right, we're getting into the weeds here.
Yeah, we are.
But you have to know, like, you be able to use it enough.
How often are you going to go and get pizza from this guy?
If you got free pizza, wouldn't you go as much as you could? I mean, that could be your whole year of pizza.
No, because I'm on a calorie deficit. So
Forget about that.
I would, I mean, even if you could get, let's think about this. If you could get free pizza, if you got a free large pizza with whatever toppings you wanted once a week, that would be 50 pizzas.
Yeah.
That would be, I mean, this isn't
It's
Pizza
41
Hut.
days of pizza.
41
Is the equivalent to a Taylor Swift ticket. If you get a large pizza every day.
Are you counting 2 tickets?
I'm counting 1 ticket.
1 ticket, okay. Because
So if it's 2 tickets, then it's 20 some days.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to make sure it's worth it for everybody.
Wouldn't it be 80?
It'd be
Oh, yeah, 82.
Yeah, it's- yeah,
Either
yeah.
way, it's not worth it.
And what if you did?
It's not worth it for not for the pizza people. I mean, not for the person who's giving the ticket. For the people who are giving the free pizza, it's not worth it.
I think for the people who are giving the free pizza, it makes a lot of sense.
I mean, they're getting 82 days.
They already have unlimited pizza.
Yeah, it's actually no cost to them.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Except for the
some.
ingredients, you know?
Okay,
Yeah,
but when you're talking about that, like the ingredients are so far less than what we actually pay for pizza.
Yeah.
And pizza, you can get pizza anytime. There's only, I mean, Taylor Swift is only doing one Eras tour.
Well, if you didn't know this, pizza people, my For You page won't stop being clips from the shows that she's doing. So
I know.
I feel like
Touching.
you could. No, it's overwhelming.
Emotional.
People are
Yeah, overwhelming.
People
You're
are
right.
like, are they paying for this promotion or what is this? So you could just hop on there and feel like you went to so many of the concerts without giving
it's not
up the
the
pizza.
same as
It sounds like it's a
experiencing it.
win-win deal
It-
for both sides,
If you,
right?
Yeah, but why? The only thing is, why would you have Taylor Swift tickets and not want them at this
Maybe you
point?
couldn't
Because you
go
were
anymore.
strategic and you knew how much
nothing
they were
more-
going to cost.
You can't go. There's nothing more important than the Eras tour.
You're talking about you realize how much they cost now, and you're like, actually, I bought the tickets, but I'm not that big of a fan.
Yeah,
So.
right. I'd rather have pizza.
If not,
For a
you're-
year, if I had to choose, I'd pick pizza for a year.
You guard those tickets with your life.
No, sell them. Why would you go?
Because
Have
it's
you
a
never
wa-
seen Taylor Swift before? She's been out for like 20 years.
It's a once in a lifetime.
Once in a lifetime. What are you
experience.
talking about? We've all seen Taylor Swift.
Well, you'd have to decide on your own.
She'll go on tour next year, probably. You'll be fine.
I'm Team Taylor.
Okay, I'm Team Pizza.
This is The Riot. Radio U.
You know, we're coming up on graduation season here, aren't we? We're getting kind of close. And so that's got,
Are you trying to fish for people to hire you for the graduation parties? No.
I mean, you can. You
Hudson's
definitely
available.
can. I bring the hype to your graduation party. If you want to email tjservice at radiou.com.
You can also request Isaiah, though, too.
You could.
If you really want the heat.
Yeah.
Or they're like, can both come?
For double the price.
That's right. Actually, triple for me to
Yeah.
spend extra time with Isaiah. But here's the question. What if you are, let's say you're single around now, and you want to, like, you're in the market for a serious relationship, but you're like, maybe you're about to graduate and move away or whatever. Is that fair game for you to be, you know, going around dating people in your same area that you're in right now?
Oh, before you leave, you mean?
Yeah. How long, or let me put it this way. If you're looking for a serious relationship and you know you're moving, how long of a runway do you have to have where you, or where you can still try to date somebody seriously
Well, you can't.
before you move?
Can't say no to love. Like, what if you actually connect with somebody? But you should probably be honest right away and be like, hey, I'm leaving and this might not work out.
So you just put that on your dating profile, or what do you do?
Yeah, right there. Or that's your opening line if
Yep.
they message you.
I feel like that's not gonna. I feel like that's not gonna do you a lot of favors,
Well,
especially if you're a guy.
But if it
you're
was-
out of luck if you're a guy.
If you're
meant
a
to
guy,
be.
it is tough.
You can't
It's a
put
tough
that
look.
on there. I'm moving away in a month, but I'm still looking for something serious here.
That's because it feels like you're lying.
It does. It does make it sound like you're not looking for something serious, if I'm being honest. But that's okay. I think if you're upfront about it, saying like, oh, I'm just, because you don't always have to be looking for something serious. You could just be like, oh, yeah, I'm just like dating around or whatever. And I'm just like out here having fun, whatever. And then if it ends up happening, it ends up happening. If not, it's not. There's no pressure.
But I feel like if you're not looking for something serious and you're upfront about I'm leaving in a month, that makes it feel even more of like, well, why would I do the not serious thing for a month with this
Well,
guy?
we're not talking about a month. The month is crazy.
Well, I know. That's why I'm asking, what's the runway?
Well, it ain't a month.
What is it?
It's longer
I
than
need
that.
to know. I
think it's like if you know for a fact you're moving away and it's somewhere far. I think age depends still. But I'm thinking like you got to be talking to somebody if you want something serious for longer than 6 months.
But if you're
That's
like,
I think it's got to be closer
if
to a
you're
year.
That was my
graduating
first
high
thought.
school, like you're not looking for something serious.
No.
That's why you broke up with your high school person
Yeah.
because you couldn't do that anymore.
Yeah. No, that's true. But I'm thinking like college too coming up. So like that feels like you could be, especially as you wind down your college stuff and you're like, all right, something new. You might be ready for more something serious, but then, maybe just wait till you get wherever you're going next.
And wait till then. Or, okay, you just change your location for all your dating apps and you pre-date.
You could
You
predate.
pre-start that. And
Yeah,
then by
but-
the time you get there, you can do in-person
But
dates.
what have we talked about before? That people.
Not to lie.
You get like 3 days before people are like, why haven't they asked me out on a date in
Sure.
person?
True.
So 3 days before you move, you can start pre-dating in a different town.
That's it. That's when
Yeah.
you can do it. Well, Hudson doesn't believe you should try, so don't
Yeah,
worry.
I don't know. I don't know the answer because let's say you're moving in 6 months. What are you supposed
6
to
months
just?
a tough time period.
Yeah, that's really the
That's
limbo.
enough. You can
That's
totally be in
Ooh,
a
I don't
serious
know.
relationship by 6 months.
I think because the first month, let's say if we meet the first month, we're kind of just feeling it out. Do I even really like you?
No.
After the first month, then like, okay, I kind of like you. And then I've got like 3 months to really get to the point where I'm like, let's get this thing going. And then the final month is just sadness because you're leaving. It sounds quick.
No, this sounds like you can't commit. So
All
it's
this
all
said,
right.
though-
Yeah, you're right. That might be it too.
It was less than a year when I moved here, and me and my wife have been going out, and she moved. So
Yeah,
That's
see?
crazy
it
talk.
worked out. It worked
That's
out.
the wildest thing I've
It
ever
worked
heard.
out. What do
You're
you mean?
saying
Why
you
is
knew
that
her
so
for like
wild?
6 months. You're like, hey, you want to move states with me?
And she said
That's
yes.
crazy.
That's how great I am.
That's insane.
She was like, I can't give this guy up.
She had to move.
That's crazy talk.
She said there's no one this good in Frederick, Maryland.
I guess that you must have lived in the middle of nowhere. She'd been going on dates for years. She couldn't find somebody
City
normal.
of 80,000 people. I'll never find another man like this.
See, look, it worked out for you.
It
and so
did.
why
It did.
would you?
And what was, I'm trying to think the exact amount. I mean, I think it was, you know what? It was like it was August to May.
Oh,
whatever
okay.
that is.
All right, that's pretty
9
good.
months.
9 months.
9 months. So that's my answer.
9 months is your
From
runway.
experience.
9 months
Uh-huh.
is how long you need, not even to just have a long distance relationship,
Yep.
to get somebody to move across the country with you.
Hey, it's only a few states.
Yeah, it's close. It's close.
The Riot with Hudson and Nikki on Radio U.
Big news out of the NFL yesterday. Of course, we all remember what happened to Damar Hamlin of the Buffalo Bills, one of the biggest events to ever take place in an NFL game, I would say, is when he collapsed on the field during this past season, the game against the Bengals. And he's been on a long road to recovery. Not only did he survive collapsing on the field, where I forget, did he medically
they had to
die?
save him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
He was resuscitated on the field, I think multiple times. And not only did he live through that, but he's going to make a comeback. And I mean, it seems very likely that he will be on an NFL field playing football again this year.
So is he still with the Bills?
Yes, he's still on
with
the Bills.
Yep.
It doesn't seem like he's not using the lingo to make me think he's staying with them, but I mean, wouldn't he just say, I'm going to be back playing with the Bills?
You would think right now it says Hamlin will remain on the Bills throughout the offseason if he makes the final roster, which wasn't a problem before the injury. Then he will be able to stay on his
what are
rookie
they going
contract.
to do?
What are they gonna do?
You can't cut him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if
That'd
he
be a
comes back
bad
and
look.
sucks, way out of shape or whatever,
No.
you still you got
But
to
he's
leave
still
him
on his rookie contract right now.
Yeah,
with
so he's
them.
still cheap.
I feel bad for everybody though, because like I was watching footage of him working out, and man, just like the nerves that must be around everyone, because you don't want something to happen. I know the chances of this happening to him
Yeah.
again would be so rare, but like, how would it be to just make sure he's not injured again? How could you play football against him? You wouldn't even want to hit him. You
Yeah,
know,
you're right.
You'd be so afraid.
I think that's one of those things you get over after one thing. You know
you
what I
wouldn't
mean?
feel weird to sack him.
Well, he's a defensor.
Okay, well, whatever.
Would
you
I
do.
feel
This is
weird?
the worst football
Oh,
segment.
Would I feel
you wouldn't
weird?
feel weird to sack the defensive player? He's a defensor.
Thank you,
so-
Hudson.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Would I feel weird blindside hitting him?
There you go.
Yeah.
No.
But would you?
Yes,
it
of
would make you
course.
even more motivated because he is a defender. He plays defense. You'd be even more motivated to avoid getting hit by him because you
Sure.
wouldn't want you to be the guy that he hits before he collapses. But it's not going to happen again. It was a million to one shot.
Whoa, easy.
It was a million to one shot that it happened in the first place, and so it's a million to one shot. It's a billion to one shot it would happen again.
It's
I know,
unlikely.
You could never kind of get over that. You would just be traumatized.
Yeah,
You'd
like
be
for
afraid.
him, like
Yeah.
I feel like he would be like have like the scares. Like you think about like when a quarterback goes out there and he gets sacked a bunch. They say he like starts seeing ghosts and then he has trouble performing well. I feel like it would be so hard for him to go back on the field after going through that traumatic experience and be able to like even just like hit the same, tackle the same, things like that. Like it's happening so fast. I feel like it would be really hard to come back.
It would
He's,
be, but maybe
he's
he
built
could,
different though, obviously.
Maybe he could have like a pregame where everybody's just like half, and just letting him get more comfortable.
Yeah, like practice, you mean?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I guess
right.
practice,
the
but-
preseason, maybe
Yeah.
perchance.
Yeah, good for him though for wanting to come back. Obviously,
Yeah.
You want him to, but that would just be so nerve-wracking.
It would, yeah.
I'm glad that he's coming back, and I totally get it. If there's a freak accident while I'm doing the show that my hand gets cut off, and everybody be saying, Hudson, don't come back. Get out of radio.
This is different.
It's too dangerous.
This is
And I'd say,
different.
this is what I was born to do. And that's what he's saying.
Hudson, what in this room would cut your hand off?
I don't know.
What in this room reminds you of the an NFL
what-
field?
what is
Also,
it?
a
The
billion
dangers.
to one chance. So
It's actually probably even less than that.
if it happens, I'm just telling you right now, you can't get me to stop doing radio by cutting off my hand in a freak
Okay.
accident while I'm doing the show.
Well, DeMar Hamlin, we'll be excited for the return, but that's just a lot to go through.
Oh, it's going to be amazing when he's back on the field. Citizens, it's the riot.
The Riot. Radio U.
Is Would You Rather Wednesday. So we're getting people to text in for today's question from Dexter, who said, would you rather always wear formal attire, as in a tux or like a formal dress or whatever, like you prom wear, or would you rather always wear pajamas?
It's a good question.
As in like real pajamas.
Even though Rachel says this is the easiest would you rather question I've ever heard. Where do I sign up to wear pajamas 24/7? I'd gladly be comfy all day long. Formal wear is the worst, which, I mean, formal wear is fun, like for the moment you show up and everybody's taking pictures and you're like, look how nice. You finally dressed up. But then as the night goes on, it's awful.
Yeah, it's true.
That's a good point. What else are people saying in the comments?
Jessica
in the
says,
text?
I would choose formal wear because job interviews would be really awkward in PJs.
That could be true.
But if this was a case of would the entire world, like, is every person in pajamas or formal wear?
We're supposed to get all the minutia stuff, all
It's
the
just a
loopholes,
question.
and
You're
whatever.
the only one for sure. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
you.
just you. It wouldn't be as much of a question if it was everybody.
Well,
Because then we'd
ano-
all be in pajamas.
Of course we would.
another Rachel brought up a good point. Says formal wear, you can always loosen it up at home, right? And then imagine like they picked, say, down the road when you have kids and like they're getting married, all these important things down the road.
Yeah.
You'd
Yeah.
be stuck in pajamas. So that's a good question, too. And then Cassie says jammies, so no question for her.
What's your call, Isaiah? We've only had women for a change respond. So, Isaiah, as a man,
As a man, I would say formal wear.
Formal wear?
That's what
yeah,
I'm going with.
You're going with a tux all
Because
the time?
I think that the awkward moments that I would have in pajamas would be way less awkward, or would be way more awkward than if I was in a tuxedo all the
Because
time.
a tux just looks like, wow, he's wealthy. or
Yeah, he's, like, dressed
he's
up.
Dressed up. Who is this? And pajamas would just look like, oh, he's really
This
lazy.
dude doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't care at all. Like if I show up to a funeral in pajamas, people are gonna be like, "That's really bad." If I show up to like just to hang out in a tux, like yeah, I'm gonna look like that weirdo that's always dressing up. But I would rather be that guy than the guy that shows up to your grandmother's funeral in PJs and every cousin is mad
I
at
think
you.
it'd be easier as a guy to plan your life around. I need to do things where a tux will be less out of place.
Yeah.
Where there's some certain things that you're going to have to do where pajamas are going to be out of place. I think for guys, it's a tough call. I think I would definitely go with the formal wear as well. I think for women,
It's not fair. Because
Yeah,
for
it's
you
not-
guys, you wear your tux and you're like, well, that's
we
the
can-
one tux.
we can
Yeah.
take a jacket off and whatever.
No, but for women, you'd be like, you wore that dress yesterday.
and you'd feel like you'd have to do like your makeup and whatever, like to the nines, like every
you
single
can't be like in
time.
this nice dress and then just like
Yeah.
not care about
and not
anything
have
else.
your hair just in a bun or whatever.
Yeah.
And your pajamas are a little more, I think you could get away with it. They might be a little more revealing, but I think also they would probably be more like normal. They would look more normal to other people.
Well, Nathan's going with definitely formal wear, so.
I think there's a clear gender divide on this one.
I think so. I don't know. I think I'd go with jammies, and I would just apologize and not go to any funerals.
Yeah, I think you would never show up.
I'm never available for anything.
Maybe you could just use the
But
jammies
bedtime.
as an excuse to get out of doing
Yes,
stuff.
Exactly.
I'd love to go, but I can't get out of these pajamas.
Actually, that's the best. I'm totally going with pajamas.
This is Radio U's Worst of the Riot.
Who couldn't use a little extra motivation to work out, right? Something to make it also a little more fun. Because I think for most people, it's not a ton of fun to work out.
No one likes it.
Yeah, it's not enjoyable, which is why coming this summer, there's a new app that will encourage you to work out with superheroes.
Did you ever use what they ended up from the company, the Zombies Run?
I've never even heard of that.
Okay, so that came out a few years ago, and it was fun. I did it like twice, and then I was like, I don't like to run. But basically, you listen, so you wear headphones, and you put in your run that you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
And it's almost like an audio story that goes along with it. So they're
does
like,
it speed up and slow down?
it does.
No, it does
so
not.
So like they'll be like, zombies are coming, and so you're supposed to pace faster and run faster, and then okay, they're gone. You can slow down, and that was your whole workout.
I think as soon as I let the zombies catch me one time, I'd be like, hey,
Game over.
Yeah, right. I think I'd be fine with it.
Oh, yeah,
But
it doesn't seem like that's for you.
yeah, no, it doesn't. And I don't know if the price tag on that was the same as. Okay, we didn't even say. This is Marvel. It's called Marvel Move. And so in this case, you're working out and being a part of a story with Marvel superheroes. How much would you pay for something like that?
99 cents
For an app?
For an app.
For an app and for a subscription, so you could be a part of the superhero journey while you run.
I don't know if there's an app that I would pay for, no matter what it gave me.
Let's say your mom was treating you,
Okay, then it has to be like a 99 cents, $1.99.
and her card was still attached
Yeah.
to your iTunes account.
Check this out. It is $74.99 per year.
$74?
74 American dollars.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, isn't it?
Expensive. It's a it's an
You might as well join a gym.
at that
Yeah,
price.
you
It
should.
is a immersive radio audio based running plan that has like Thor and Loki and stuff and X-Men characters. Oh, you can get a 2-year subscription for $99.
You're not going to do this for 2 years.
No way.
You're going to do this one time.
Listen to some of the stuff like the CEO of the company says. He's like, in most of the stories we've done, you aren't a superhero. But in this case, we had to come up with ways that you, a normal person, wow, rub it in, can participate and be meaningful in these stories. The way we've done it in Marvel Move is you're someone who is in the right place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time.
It's interesting, but that's way too much.
Anything is too much.
I know. You could do Thor and Loki, Asgard 5K training. There's an X-Men thing, the Hulkville. You could do that with working out, Isaiah, at the gym.
This is the wildest thing I've ever heard.
Daredevil
Like, what in the world?
has a terminal degree, and then Doctor Strange and the Scarlet Witch in dreams.
Like, who do they think they are? Like, who does Marvel think that they are? They could make an app that is worth $75 a year. What app costs that much money?
Well,
Is there one on the marketplace right now that you could name that costs $75, let alone one that just lets you run? That's crazy.
You can
talk.
run on your own
training.
anyways.
It's crazy, and it's just in your ear. Like, it's not like you're you're running, so it's not like you're just like watching the screen. It's just audio in your ear. If it costs $75 to listen to the Worst of the Riot podcast, that would be worth more than what this is worth.
So, like, the Thor storyline would get you 24 or 25 episodes that by the time you were done with the episodes, you'd be able to run a 5K. So it's like a 5K training thing. I could see why it'd be fun, but we don't really deal with apps that are that expensive.
It better guarantee me to be shredded.
Like,
it
you better look like Thor by the time
if you
and the
finish
fit
all these,
Thor, not the fat Thor.
If you finish all these, you're gonna be the most shredded person in your whole town.
I got the last question. Your brother is like the biggest Marvel fan we know, right?
Yeah.
Would he do this?
No chance.
No chance. Which means nobody's going to do it.
Yeah.
Would he ask for it for Christmas?
He might ask for it for Christmas, and then I would say no.
Thanks for watching The Worst of the Riot.
Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more Riot.